Okay, so you want that at the end?
Do
Okay.
I have to log in, or you can take this guy's time? Okay.
Mhm.
Everyone, good afternoon. My speech to inform is about coffee, facts on coffee. So I don't know how many of you drink coffee. I like coffee, on and off. I like tea more, but yeah, so we can start. So what exactly is coffee? Coffee comes from beans found in the coffee cherry, which is from a coffee shrub, and they just peel the fruit out and then they take the beans out. You can make a drink by grinding the beans and stuff and boiling it. The word coffee comes from the Arabic word kawa, which means that which prevents sleep. And the origins of coffee. I couldn't find an exact source, but the sources that I found say that coffee might have come from the Gala tribe of Ethiopia, and in that tribe they made energy bars by crushing up coffee beans, and then they made animal fat, and they made their own energy bars. And another source that says in 850 in Abyssinia in Ethiopia, a goat herder named Kaldi found coffee by watching his goats. They were super active and they were really hyper, trying to figure out what's going on. So he followed them and then saw that they were eating leaves from a shrub and thought, I might try. So he tried some of it and he had a lot of energy. So he found, okay, that's where I'm getting the energy from. And he took his findings to like a little local monastery, and they made a drink out of it by boiling the berries. Coffee was also kind of made from Arab traders bringing it from Africa, and then they made coffee that way. They crushed the beans up and stuff, and they ground it and they boiled the water. How coffee came to the U.S. British ships brought tea and coffee to the U.S. and I guess a fact would be John Smith helped bring coffee to the New World. It wasn't really called the U.S. back then. It wasn't really as popular as tea until the Boston Tea Party. I don't know if anybody knows how that happened, but I don't know how to explain this. But the Boston Tea Party happened, and then people thought, okay, it was a little bit more patriotic to switch from tea to coffee, And then John Adams was actually quoted as saying, he wrote letters to his wife, and he wrote, quote, "Accordingly, I have drank coffee every afternoon since and have borne it very well. Tea must be universally renounced. I must be weaned, and the sooner the better," unquote. Another fact is the first webcam was invented because of coffee. Cambridge University scientists set up a camera and they live streamed the coffee pot from their office to see when it was empty so that they have to refill it. And Americans spend $40 billion each year on coffee, although with this source, everything's kind of dated, so the numbers have changed, but this is just what I got from my source. Elephants like snacking on coffee cherries. The beans harvested from their dung have been known to sell for $500 a pound because of the process it goes through their digestive system. It gives it a smooth caramely taste. I don't know if I tried that, but the tipping started because of a coffee house in England. TIP stands for to ensure promptness, and it was to encourage good service. I thought that fact was kind of cool.
Mhm.
Coffee is the second most traded commodity in the world, with oil being the first. Brazil produces around 40% of the world's coffee. And this one I found really helpful. Coffee helps ibuprofen or some drugs, it helps increase the effectiveness. So when you have like a headache or something, like I've been drinking coffee with my painkillers, and it does help with the pain killing effect. So have you ever wondered if you could overdose on coffee or caffeine? You could, but it would take around maybe 100 cups in one sitting for you to overdose on caffeine. Finland consumes the most coffee in the world. I thought it was the US, but I guess I was wrong. In the US, Hawaii is the only state that grows coffee. And yeah, I kind of wish I found more facts that I thought were really interesting, but thank you for listening. And I found a Kahoot I thought was kind of cool. I tried to include facts that helped with some of the questions in here. Do I continue as guest or?
Sure.
Let's see. Is it
Classic, yeah. There you go, kidlets.
Okay. I don't know if anybody wants to join.
953-9364. Scan the code. You see little kindergartners scanning the code with their iPhones. Good speech.
It wasn't as long as I thought it was going to be.